Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of No Answers Yet. I am your host, Trey Wells. My co-host is
Mr. Kiko Fresh.
Absolutely. We have a guest today.
Yes, I'm Erin.
Okay, and then
Yes.
on the knobs, as always, is English.
The lovely English.
The lovely English. Super low. Look at him.
Unsweet tea.
Okay.
Not a place for inside jokes.
Yeah.
If that was one, or was it nonsense?
No, it was just made me laugh inside.
That's good, Erin. That's awesome.
As I said off camera, it's always going to be an interesting episode with Aaron.
Yep, I keep things
Because-
fun.
It's another word for loud.
Yes.
It is.
So today we're going to talk
Yeah.
about the power of social media.
Yeah.
Because that is actually Erin's job within our little group here. She's our social media manager. And that's actually what she's majoring in. So we're going to have a little talk about that. But first, Kiko had some words.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for all this past week on our last episode. We got a lot of good support from everyone saying that they love the episode. So all of us appreciate the love and the support that you guys shared. And, it means a lot to us. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for the positive feedback you guys gave us. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely. We appreciate that you're listening or watching, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
An update on the iTunes thing is that nothing's really changed. We're still trying. It'll hopefully happen soon. So let's get right into it. The topic, of course, is the power of social media. So social networking is the first point. Do you kind of want to take it away? Like, what do you want to say?
Sure. Okay. Well, obviously, social networking is a really important part, especially if you're like a young professional still in college or just graduated or just haven't even gone to school. It's still important to like get yourself out there and get like a resume, even if it's like a paper resume, but put it on the internet, go to LinkedIn, Indeed, put it everywhere pretty much, and have that way so people can send you like interest about applying for jobs. Pretty much, it's like a tool. You just send it out, and it's like the whole world is at your tips.
My favorite part was when you said you put a paper resume
Yeah.
on.
No, I said print out a paper resume
Oh,
and
okay.
have it. So
And
like if you run into people, you can give them your resume, but then you also can send in like a digital resume.
So what you're talking about at this point is applying for jobs.
Yes. No,
And
but
not
like
social
you
media.
could literally like have a resume on you, even just like on your phone. And if you meet someone, you're just like at the mall and they like start talking about their life. I met people like that. You can just be like, oh, that's cool. Something I want to do. And you can
Yeah.
show them your resume.
So
You never
social
know who
media,
you're going to
though.
meet people.
Right, agreed. So social media, though, I do think, to your main point, that it has made networking and stuff like that a lot easier to
Yeah, pretty
find
much.
work.
Even on Facebook, Twitter, you can find a job anywhere on the internet.
You kind of,
That's
yeah,
not
you really
sketchy.
can. I feel like every other sentence you say makes us stop and pause.
It's going to be a fun episode, guys. I'm sorry.
And it's just begun.
I was just told about this.
So let's ask you, what is what got you wanting to go to school for this? Like, just your passion?
Well, I
was-
used to want to do like broadcast journalism, but then I just changed it to marketing. So I either want to do like digital marketing. I don't want to do like the selling aspect of marketing. Do you know like the digital like advertising part where you behind the scenes? You know what I'm talking about? I want to do something like that.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, pretty much. And I like social media, so I might as well enjoy what I'm doing for the next 40 years.
One of the things that I think is good to talk about when, speaking to the power of social media is, and we briefly kind of mentioned it when we were discussing what we were going to talk about, was there's this new trend almost of like somebody can, with one tweet or post or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
can just completely destroy their lives.
Even if you're like not popular and have like 2 followers, if
Yeah,
someone
that's the
retweets
one.
that tweet and then other people will see it and they'll retweet it, it will ruin you.
That's the one. There's actually usually the one that affects me the most, that I find it's the most fascinating because like
Scary.
yeah, it really is, and it becomes a witch hunt really, which is, there's actually a book, I can't remember the name of it. I'll send it to you and we can link it. But essentially this guy went around and he contacted about 3 people, I think, whose lives have been completely ruined by things like that. The
Oh,
one,
I've heard of that.
the most prominent one was this woman who she was from South Africa. Her family was from there.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. One of my
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah,
She
and
pretty much has no life now.
yeah, and so she, for those that don't know, she's from South Africa. Her family's there, and she was like a social media manager for some company that wasn't huge, but like she had like
It's a pretty decent.
200 followers. It wasn't even her professional account; it was her personal account. She had like 200 followers, mostly friends and family, and she was about to get on a plane, about a 16, 17-hour flight. And right before she left, she tweeted, "About to head to Africa. Hope I don't get AIDS."
Wow.
Oh boy.
Right, which is
Yeah.
not.
You don't even tweet about that, like,
But
even if
the
you're
thing is that
joking.
like she's from there.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, she goes, "I hope I don't get AIDS." Oh wait, no, I'm white. Something like that. Like it was a very like. Her joke was almost tongue in cheek. She was saying that like a lot of people assume, first of all, that everyone from Africa is black, but also that like that's not an issue if you're white. So like she was kind of, it was tongue in cheek. I can't remember exactly what the tweet was, but it was essentially like it wasn't just a bad joke. She was kind of making fun of people who actually think that way.
Yeah.
So it was just, and again, it was to her 200 friends, like followers. Nobody knows her. Like she was just some lady.
Just a random.
She had it,
lady.
yeah. And she was heading there for vacation with her family who lived there. So she gets on the plane, and this guy, who is a journalist on some website, it's kind of some gossip website,
Yeah.
got sent the tweet or something from somebody, and he's like just latched onto it and like wrote a column about it, like calling her awful things and like and started spreading it around, and so like she started like getting death threats and stuff like this. And the worst part about all of this is it started happening. She's still on the plane. She doesn't have an internet connection. She doesn't know this is
So
happening.
she has no idea. This
No
is
idea.
happening. No clue.
And it becomes this thing where it's like it's becoming like it's trending. Like there are people like, and so there becomes this movement to actually go to the airport to see her reaction when she lands. There's a video somewhere of her like getting like off the plane, and she's got like 1,000 phone calls, and she's like, "What's going on?" And she's like kind of freaking out. And so there's video of her because people
mean-
literally went to the airport.
She has to be kind of like stupid not to realize, like,
I mean, this
I know.
happened in like 2000.
I mean, I have no filter, but like, I don't have a filter like that.
What do you mean?
Like, I say anything I want to say, but I wouldn't say anything like that, especially on social media.
That's the thing is that like she was making a joke
Yeah.
that she has a connection
Bad
to.
joke. Yeah.
She's
But
from
she
Africa.
still shouldn't.
I mean, sure, but like again, she was making it to her friends and family. Like she only had a few followers, and she didn't think anything of it. It wasn't like again, like if you read it in context, you can see if you really look at what she was saying and you know the background of she's from there. It's like again, it's like it's a dumb joke. It's not worth any of this.
Yeah.
But like you can see what she was saying. She's not just a crappy person. So like it was like it made sense in context.
She probably meant no harm. When she
Not at
tweeted
all.
it. Like,
Again,
that
she was
wasn't
like
her
she's got
intentions.
family there. She was basically making a joke about the people who actually think that way.
Yeah.
But it blew up. She's
Oh,
not
yeah, I
stupid.
see
And again,
that.
this happened in like 2008 or like this is the early days of like she's one of the first big cases of this where like
Yeah.
a life was destroyed by this stuff.
Yeah.
So she didn't expect this at all. There was no like
She lost her job.
yeah, she got fired immediately.
Yeah.
She now has trouble finding work. Her reputation is destroyed. There are people still to this day who like send her death threats, and I mean, again, like this is
Dang.
less than 17 hours after the tweet. There are people at the airport. People at the airport for something you said on Twitter. That's terrifying. Think about that. And again, like, yes, like let's say it was like an awful thing. Let's say she did say something terrible and something racist. I don't support anything like that, but are we supporting the right of people to be there physically to
Yeah,
have
that's
it
a little
haunt you like
far.
that? That's terrifying.
I can understand getting fired and stuff, but like, other
Yes,
than
and I agree.
that,
I think that like, you know, if
Ooh,
you say
that's scary
something
to think
hateful and
about.
terrible, like I mean with the recent Roseanne thing, if you say awful things on the internet, I think you deserve to be held culpable like in your other areas of life. But something like this, like which was very clearly a personal thing, it felt very the response felt so high in response. It didn't feel even at all. It was very strange. And so yeah, so her life was ruined, and this guy wrote a book about it, and he you know, tracked her down and talked to her about it, and you know, she broke down in the interview. This is like 5 years later.
Yeah.
5 years later, she's now still crying about this. Like, that's heavy. And, you know, and so, and the guy who originally wrote the article, when first confronted, he like was like, well, I'm not going to apologize. You know, that was, you know, it's all's fair in love and war or whatever.
Yeah.
And then finally, apparently he did eventually apologize. And he was like, I regret doing that. Which is great and all, but, you know,
I think
life is
that's
still destroyed.
That's like the crazy thing of the internet and social media. It's a positive thing, and it's a thing you can, you know, really educate yourself and learn a lot of things, but it can also be harmful, and it can hurt people and destroy lives. And like, I think people forget when they post things or whatever.
People, you don't
they don't
realize people are
yeah,
looking.
It is a tool.
If you do something dumb, say something dumb, someone will see it, and it'll come back to bite you. And
It is.
can be-
It's
yeah.
100% a tool. It can, like, it's a
is.
car. A car can be used to get you places. It can also be used to kill people because it's a 3-ton vehicle. So
It is.
it's a tool, and it's like anything else. It can be used for great good,
Yeah, exactly.
but
Or for-
also just as
for
equally
evil
bad.
things. Exactly.
Have
I
you ever
think-
seen The Circle?
I have
Circle.
not, but I
Yeah,
really
like
wanted to.
Yeah, I watched that a couple weeks ago, and that movie is like kind of big on all this stuff. Like it shows what social media can be used to the extreme of.
Yeah.
Thing.
It looked really good. It didn't get great reviews, which is why I didn't end up watching it. Because
Yeah, I was on the fence for a while, but eventually I watched, and it was an interesting movie.
They probably didn't like it because it probably was
Speaks the truth.
too one-track mind. No, a lot of the like critics, like especially on Rotten Tomatoes or something like that,
Oh, okay.
if it's too like on the nose,
They don't
like if it's too preachy almost,
Yeah,
they kind of go, eh. So sometimes there's some really good movies that get bad reviews for those reasons. But if you go into something like The Expendables or whatever, like I hate those movies.
Oh
but
my
if that's what you're into, it's got bad reviews, but you're gonna love it. If that's
a
something
lot
you
of
like.
guns and
Yeah.
all
I
kinds of
usually
stuff.
don't look at reviews.
That's what I
because
like
of that
about
stuff.
social
Right, I try.
media.
I
I
try.
have my own opinions, so.
And I know I do it, which is why I try to do the same thing because I know the reviews are going to influence me. Because that was a movie I was looking forward to, and I didn't end up seeing it.
Yeah,
And, like
and
that was
I
one of
would
those.
recommend watching it.
Right, it's got Tom Hanks in it. It's got Emma Watson.
Emma Watson,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that was one of those that I would have seen. So like now I try to avoid it so that I can see it and then formulate my own opinion and then look at the reviews and see how I relate and see if we agreed on things, if we didn't agree on things, or I can see their points. They can, they wouldn't do my points, but off topic though.
Yeah.
So, but I mean actually that speaks to it, the power of social media. Like these, critics. I mean, even like
You can just look up one
character,
thing.
you can have not character, but user accounts. You can actually review movies, and I mean, there's power in that. Like you can definitely, and they have a huge effect on box office ratings and results and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I mean that's still I think reviews nowadays,
Reviews are
critics
very
have a bigger
important,
voice than they
yeah.
did back when it was just printed in the newspaper.
Well, yeah, because everyone you can just go on your phone now,
Yeah,
type in
in
something
2
you can
seconds,
pull-
right
you
before
can-
you get a movie.
You can pull up all kinds of
Right.
stuff and all this
'Cause I know
list.
every time
will
before
show
I
up.
go to the movies, I always look it up on my phone to see if it's like decent. Even if it does have 1 star, I'll still go see it just to
Yeah,
get
that
fun
I
out of
can't-
it.
Can't do it.
Like
Not for 1
what?
star.
I forget which movie I just recently saw, but it was a
Probably not
like
that
the
good because
horror
I don't
movies.
remember.
The couple horror movies have come out in the past couple
Horror
of
movies
months.
are always bad. They're like
Are
very rarely good.
so bad. Oh, what's it called?
A bad movie because you didn't even know the name
No,
of it.
it was the
It's not like
one.
it had a real effect
It
on
was
you.
the one. Okay, it wasn't really. I don't know the name of it, but it's recent.
It's really good.
But I went to the drive-in with my mom to go see it, and it was kind of like those slow moving ones where it kind of has like a dark feel to the movie. It was slow, and then
thriller.
bam, right in the middle, this girl, the boy is driving home, his little sister home. She sticks her head out because he's scared someone's chasing them, and she just gets her head cut off by a pole, and he just leaves her there.
How close was the car to the pole?
It was didn't know where he was going, but it was like
Clearly.
scary.
That
Oh,
doesn't
And
answer
the
my
ending-
question at all.
And then the ending just ended up, like the whole family was
Are you
just
ruining a
was just a
movie?
devil worshiper. It was just devil worshiping. Just ended with naked old people.
Stop talking. What are you
So
talking
yeah,
about?
that's the power of social media because you can literally go look at that, but like still be intrigued by it
And
because
what,
it'll
spoil the
interest
whole
you.
movie?
Yeah, but I didn't tell you the name because I don't know the name.
Because it probably wasn't good. You didn't.
Sounds
No,
good.
it was supposed to be
Yeah,
good.
it sounds awesome. Let's go check it out
Sounds
after this.
riveting.
I have
Naked cult.
I'll look it up after.
Don't.
No, I don't even want to. I don't even
But,
want to know what it was called.
Yeah. And then I saw The Incredibles 2.
No. Okay. How was
So
it?
that was good. I'm not gonna say what happened, but it was good. But if you just like look at the reviews, like people
Again.
waited 14
Okay,
years.
I blame myself for this. Let's go back.
Okay,
You
but
do.
yeah, social
At least my
media.
movie went
is
into
very-
the topic at hand.
Social media.
Tell us the ending of your movie.
Oh, you want to know it?
I love social media. Even if like you don't have to do it for a job, it doesn't feel like a job. I don't think it feels like
It's
a job.
not usually for people. It's
I know,
it's a
but you
way to
can literally
communicate.
get a job doing social media and get paid like $100,000 for it, depending on the company.
Yeah. For example, Wendy's, I think, is kind of the queen.
Like Wendy's or
Twitter.
IHOB.
Moon Pie.
Yeah.
Moon Pie's Twitter
wanna
is
be one
actually
of those
really funny.
people.
It's like they've
That's my
kind of taken the
aspirations.
like endearing stupid thing approach for the Moon Pie. Like it's so funny. Like there's an interaction between Moon Pie, Wendy's, and Kellogg's, like the Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes, and like there's an interaction, and it's so funny. Like Moon Pie's very like endearing, but like a lot of these
Never
brands,
had a
they've kind of
Moon
taken
Pie.
that kind of Twitter,
People
personality
fight on
approach.
Twitter now. They
Oh,
bash
yeah,
each
they've
other
been
on
doing that
Twitter.
since
It's
the
like,
beginning.
That's just Twitter is
mean-
just a platform you go to when you're like enraged.
When you wanna
to
talk
let
bad about people,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like fun because people will support you.
Yeah, but that's
not-
bad though, because you're using it for a bad
Yes,
thing. You're,
but
you're
you still get
degrading
your
people
you still get
online.
your anger out, but you're not
Is that what
like
you
physically
want?
like hurting yourself or hurting.
Yeah, but
other
Yeah,
if
but
I
you
had,
could say a terrible thing that ruins your career.
Yes,
Right.
I know that's the
And
bad
that-
thing about it.
right, and like if you
That's
have a
why
problem,
you have an anonymous one.
Okay.
Kiko, what were you gonna say?
if you have a problem with someone, like back in the day,
Yeah.
you would go to that person and be like, "Hey, this is my issue. Let's work
Hopefully.
it out." Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
a smart person would do that. Nowadays, everyone just goes on Twitter and just bash each other.
Subtweet,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they just talk
Yeah.
bad about people.
Tweet
It's for
it,
the whole world to
retweet it,
see.
Tag them in
And like,
it.
what kind of positivity is that?
The 21st
causing
century.
nothing.
No one likes to talk to each other anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Twitter-
that's using it bad.
Twitter has another, like Elon Musk. He uses Twitter a lot, like for good. Like people reach out to him, and then he tries to help out. You know, he had the backlash as far as helping out with the the kid stuck in.
He
the
got
cave.
backlash from that?
He got backlash. People were calling that a PR stunt, but really he was trying to help them.
Yeah,
But
he's Batman.
I mean, his team created the small submarine.
Yeah, they actually did it.
They created it like overnight, but the whole thing was they already had the plan. So by the time it got there, they would have already rescued all the kids.
Yeah,
Because the flight took longer than it took them to build it.
yeah, 17 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he got huge backlash for that. He had to I read a whole article about that.
Yeah.
But then again, that was triggered by somebody asking him for help to go there. But then back with Puerto Rico, somebody messaged him on Twitter saying, "Hey, what can you do for Puerto Rico?" And that's when he stepped into Puerto Rico. So it can be used for good. It's a way to reach those people in like the high places, kind of thing.
No, definitely.
it's an interestingly powerful thing. It's a thing that I think is unprecedented, really, because I mean, there is speculation that it can be used to start wars.
Yes.
There's a lot of famous
Heavy
people who tweet. President's one of them
Right.
who likes to
Donald
tweet a little
Trump.
too much.
To kind of keep it
Yes. You can never tell if he's credible.
objective. It is definitely being used for personal matters in a professional setting, which is something that we've not really seen before. If an actor or actress, for example, Roseanne, would say things, like if you look at her Twitter, she was very similar to how the president would talk. And so like when an actor and actress would do it, you would go,
See him getting
oh,
kicked out.
you would see, this person is just, they're an actor and actress, they can whatever. But like now we're seeing it in a situation where the president of the United States is saying things. And so it's like, where is the line that this is not okay or this is okay, whatever. Because another thing that's interesting is he started deleting tweets, which is actually a felony.
Yeah.
Because you can't
Trying to hide
eliminate
that evidence.
which we could, like
Oh,
in
I
a
didn't
professional
know.
role like that, like not professional role, but in a
Man in power.
right, like he
Yeah.
can't eliminate any form of contact with the people, basically. And so like him deleting tweets is literally against the law. Like so
Yeah.
so
yeah,
things like
he's
that,
pretty
like that's
much
unprecedented, because like before that,
the
what
color
was
of my
there was no
shirt.
way to. Do you know what the phrase low-hanging fruit means? You know what that means?
Oh, that's
What?
interesting.
I'm not even talking here.
Yeah, you are. It's okay. All right. So, what's the lesson that people can take away from this episode? Is the power of social media? It's very powerful
Yes, and you should use it
for good.
and use it for ways that benefit
Yeah.
you, because good is subjective. It can be
Yeah.
if it's beneficial to you and it doesn't harm anybody, that's good.
Right.
Fine. Like use it for material gain, make money if you
Yeah.
need to.
But don't go online and write bad things about other people and
right.
bash
And
people.
or also it's be careful about the kind of jokes you make too, because again, like this woman didn't have any
her intentions weren't to be bad.
Yeah,
in the same,
no bad intentions. She had very few followers, but it still ruined her career. Like this is something that she probably would never have said in any capacity where she expected somebody to see it,
Yeah, definitely.
and it still hit her. So like, even if you think that you're safe in a situation where like I can say this, it's fine. Like, double think. What is that sound?
Your child,
That's
Evan.
my little daughter.
Oh,
So
I was
yeah,
about to say, it sounds like there's a little human.
yeah.
I thought it
so-
sounded like a squeaking door a little
yeah,
bit.
that's my little daughter.
That's funny.
We should have her on the show
So
sometime.
Yeah, maybe next time.
she was gonna be our makeup artist. Like,
Yeah,
we
she
should
will.
probably still do that
We'll
at some
get her
point.
on
We're gonna
some
have
point,
a makeup
Yeah.
tutorial, and
We'll definitely go. All
we
right,
could
so
have like a before and after picture where we try our own makeup and see which one's
There
worse.
wouldn't be any different.
Probably gonna be mine.
all right.
So essentially just be mindful
Use
of
it
what
for
you're
good.
putting on there. It's a powerful tool.
Think
Nice.
before you tweet.
Think
Yeah.
before
I
you
like
tweet.
that.
There you go.
Think before you tweet.
All right. So that's the positive message for the week. Song of the week, and this is something that we were kind of being like a little back and forth on it with our new direction here. Since we are staying very singular on the message, I thought it would be a little strange. Maybe tell us your thoughts, really, because if we're on this message about social media and our song has nothing to do with our topic, whatever that topic may be for the week, it might feel a little disconnected. So tell us what you think, if you think we should keep Song of the Day or if we should get rid of it. I'm fine keeping doing it, but also like I do see that it's a little disconnected. It doesn't really make sense anymore. Before, when we were kind of all over the place and we didn't really know what we were going to do, it was fine because it was just another segment. Whereas now, since the whole show is really just one segment,
Yeah.
it doesn't, I feel like it's a little strange. So,
I
but
mean, I like it.
yeah, I see the benefit both ways, but also I'd be fine if you
Makes it
guys
fun.
say you don't want it, whatever. So get back to us, let us know what you think. Until then, though, Song of the Week, and I didn't expect to have a song this week because I wasn't really sure, but so this one's a little older. It's one of my favorite artists from Portland, I believe, Aminé. He's most known for his song Caroline, I think. But this song is Spice Girl.
Never heard of it.
We'll show you after.
Yeah, check it out.
We can't show you here because we get
We already
sued
know, yeah.
by my favorite artist from Portland. So that's gonna be Song of the Week. Again, get back to us in the comments or personally if you want to reach out, whatever. Let us know what you think, if we should keep Song of the Week. Thanks for joining us, Aaron.
Yeah, thank
It was my pleasure.
I'm glad. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
It was very my pleasure.
Oh boy.
I hope you have a blessed night.
Don't miss that phrase. All right, so that'll do
Yeah.
it. I'm Trey,
It's your boy Kiko Fresh.
and English on the knobs, and
Erin.
we already.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, we know.
I know.
they know.
I want
We will
to
see
say
you-
it again.
Till
We
next
will
time,
see you
America.
next week.
We out.